Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Sometimes when I read the news and I see someone's statements in the West, one president or chancellor or prime minister or secretary of state or defense minister, and I see the statement or I see the policies these guys are implementing or the sanctions, I'm thinking, and that on Russia or others, all because of Ukraine. Sometimes I'm thinking, what is going on here? I know there's no loyalty, at least towards Ukraine. What the hell is going on? Because sometimes I don't want to say, I have doubts, obviously, but even in issues that I'm 99% certain they are like that, like I'm 100% certain, 99% certain this is white, right? In my analysis, sometimes I'm thinking, can it be so? I mean, you have doubts that the humanity or the humans could be such beasts. And we are. But you look, why you can't really be at peace with the conclusions? Because you know who you are, and I don't think you consider yourself your beast. And how many beasts of humans you met in your life? More or less, maybe nobody. Therefore, you think, is this possible that these guys in the West really want to see Putin have a fate like Gaddafi, and that be determined by them? Remember when Gaddafi was killed, as he was. I'm not going to talk about how good or bad he was. Remember what is that garbage video with the good woman Hillary Clinton, when she's we went, we saw, and he's dead, or something like this. Remember? Veni Vidi Vici. And she's happy that Gaddafi is dead on camera. During the interview, she was informed. And she celebrated like a hysterical beast. That's not how I would celebrate. A person was killed by some people from the order of these guys, and the other guys were paid. That was a hit job on the guy. Where was the court? If you believe the narrative that the spontaneous Libyans caught him and they killed him because they were upset with him and killed him like that just on the street because they were so upset with him, okay then, give me $1 million today, I will give it to you in a week with interest 3,000%, and I will meet you in a week, but give me the money first. I mean, come on, if you trust that, believe that. No, please. Anyway. So sometimes you can't believe that are people like that, and when you see the signs here trying to do to Russia what these guys are trying to do to Russia, in my assessment, I'm thinking these guys will celebrate if Putin tomorrow, Shoigu, Lavrov, Peskov, all these guys, Zakharova, will be upside down in Red Square as what his name was. Mussolini in Piazza di Milano, remember, he and his mistress, remember, upside down, raped, beaten, pooped on, peed on, upside down, naked. Remember, there are pictures over there, you can see that. You barely recognize Mussolini, Il Duce, and so on. Now, that was one reason why Adolf shot himself when he found out what happens. That I'm not going to let these guys, I'm not going to let myself be in front of the allies of these guys' judge. No, he knew. So anyway, that's a different story. So sometimes I'm thinking it can't be for Ukraine and for this, because I know who they are. I mean, their actions speak louder than their words and pretending and freedom, democracy. No, these guys, I think they are like that. But sometimes it's hard. You just miss it and say, really? And then after about 3 fractions of a second, oh yeah, then goes without saying, look at these guys. Yeah, pop. So what do I have here? I'm going to show you United States sanctioning weapon suppliers. Russia's weapon suppliers. Why? Because it's a war. Actually, these guys are showing you what the Ukraine war is fought for. That's why when this guy's saying, well, there's gonna be peace. It's not gonna be peace until the three branches, main interests in this war, that get fat out of it, will get fat that would be way ahead of everybody else. And it is the military industrial complex, which you can take the producers, arms manufacturing companies. They are having a blast right now. The other one is the finance, the banks, which we don't know who they are, but they are, and we all supposedly are indebted to them. Or every country, almost every country. Some bad countries are not, but all the good countries, they are indebted to some faceless banks that somehow we are their slaves or something. And then obviously is somehow these lucky guys with the energy sector. But all these things, as far as I'm concerned, were produced, were created, these situations. And what they right now, they get this fantastic good times is because they worked hard to get to this one. So what's going on here? That's why it's so cynical. But on the other hand, you know how we are, you know how people can be, how low. I mean, I worked with monsters. I spoke with monsters, known monsters. I interviewed them. Okay? In my capacity of, in my investigative capacity, I spoke with monsters. So I know what they did. I know how they did it and to whom they did it. So I know how low we can go firsthand, not firsthand like I did it, but firsthand with person in front of me, right there. Many of these guys. So when these guys are telling me that, let's say, Biden sniffs a child, for me that's nothing out of the ordinary that he could possibly do that, because I work with this kind of people, not like this, like this. I met this kind of people, beautiful dressed grandparents, very nice, smelling good, decent intellectuals, monsters. So right now let me show you this little article, which we get the what really is all about: money and power. And they don't care how many millions, thousands, whatever you want to call them, are destroyed and their nations are just wiped and all that. They don't care. This comes from Associated Press via El País. US announces new sanctions on Russia's weapons suppliers from China to Turkey. All right, so these guys, the US are gonna sanction China and Turkey? Seems like this is Shoigu. The Biden administration hit hundreds of people and firms from Russia to China to Turkey and the United Arab Emirates with economic and diplomatic sanctions Tuesday for Ukraine, they tell you. For God's sake, for Ukraine. It can't be that. It cannot be that. I mean, how idiot can you be to believe that is for Ukraine? We defend Ukraine, but we make all these guys, Russia, China, Turkey, and probably India, United Arabs, as our enemies for Ukraine. What's going on here? Don't tell me Biden feels something we are incapable, or knows something that we don't know, or I don't know, he's got loyalty for something that we don't know. What the hell is going on here? What the hell? Really? All right, and it says with economic and diplomatic sanctions Tuesday as the US targets third country contributors that are equipping Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The latest round of sanctions landed as Ukraine President Zelensky is visiting Washington to make an appeal. That's a farce. If you think that Zelensky has any power and his appeal is real, he's doing a job for the public. That's all what it is. Do you think that he comes over there to make an appeal? Like, do you really think that? I don't think so. for more financial support, and his nation. Which one exactly is his nation? I would like to know. I mean, I can name one, and that's not Ukraine. Ukrainian nation fights off the Russian invasion. So everything for these guys. Can you believe that? I can't believe it, man. It's like you sell your mom for, a chicken. It doesn't, I mean, as long as your mom is, I can't even imagine a monster. Then you say a chicken, but still, you know what I mean? They tell us that they are ready to destroy, connections, anything with China, United Arab Emirates, Turkey, and many others for Ukraine. For Ukraine, I mean, you gotta know something in order to realize how ridiculous that is. So Tuesday's sanctions package targets a multinational weapons procurement network led by Chinese national Hu Xiaohong, his China-based private defense company Jervis and a network of associates that coordinate the sale of Chinese manufactured weapons. And do you think so? Do you remember when the Americans told the Europeans they need to impose sanctions on Russian gas? They told them, not because the Germans want to screw their industry, but they did. And then what happened next? The American LNG, a liquefied natural gas, showed to the European shores and said, hey, guess what? Now we can compete with us because there's no more competition. You screwed yourself and we're going to sell it to you 3 times more expensive than you would have bought the Russian gas. Fucking idiots. So they eliminated the competition because they couldn't compete with the cheap Russian gas, and now they took over. The same here. They tried to destroy the weapons competition for their donors on a global scale. They said, no, it's because Ukraine. It's not because of Ukraine. It's a reason just to punch you in the face. Hey, why do you look like that? Are you mocking me? No, I am. Yes, you are. Boom. It was just a reason to punch you in the face. Additionally, a group of Turkey, UAE, and Maldives-based firms involved in the weapons production, they tell us that. I can't verify. You can't verify. If tomorrow they say that I am responsible for the UAE-based firm, you can't verify that. And if I say that's not true, they will come and arrest me. And you will never hear from me. And tomorrow they're going to say Emil Kosman was involved in this kind of this and that. How are you going to find out that was a lie? You can't. Not even my family can find out because they will never hear from me again. I will be in Guantanamo or wherever. I'm just got a few girlfriends and I left to Tahiti. They will never hear from me. Or who knows, disappear forever. Jesus, they don't even have to do it like that. They come with a signed warrant, arrest warrant for Emil Kosman for this. Signed by how many judges you want? 50? They will get 2,000 for you. How many they want they're going to get? Are you crazy? The Kremlin has steadily turned Russia into a wartime economy. But Putin's war machine, I thought Saddam's war machine was, now it's Putin. The same terms, the same garbage, the same madman, the same war machine. We gotta destroy it. The same was in Yugoslavia with Slobodan Milosevic. The same was with Saddam Hussein. The same was with Gaddafi. And they had garbage weapons. War machine. What are you talking about? If there's a war machine, yeah, Russia has one. But the rest? But they use the same terminology because these guys are, I don't want to say uneducated. They don't know shit. Like, for instance, I'm going to give you an example. In school here in United States of America, in anthropology class, and she, the professor, was telling us about the Zulu Empire. And it was another empire somewhere. I can't remember. But I was like, and she was talking the empire like you would talk about the Roman Empire. Now, people who know about an empire know what an empire means, right? Or a civilization. You need institutions, you need writing, you know, art. You have a institution, that's what main thing is, and language, and writing. You know, that's what it is. And, you know, you got roads, you got constructions, buildings, manufacturing, you got a lot of shit. And they tell me about the Zulu Empire because people say, oh, Zulu Empire, I don't know anything about the Zulu. Oh, Zulu Empire and the Roman Empire, it's the same thing. Yeah. Fucking no, it's not the same thing. If you don't know anything about this, if you know something about the Roman Empire, which sometimes they know from the movies, when you say Zulu Empire, they put it the same part. But it's not. It's not. How? Just go to, I don't know, look at the Roman road and look at the Zulu road, just for a change. Check it out, right? And see how they build the road and how the other ones. Or for, let's say, a Zulu arch. Okay? Just look for that. Or maybe a column. Or maybe look for a Dorian column. All right? Or maybe for a Hellenistic or whatever. Look for that. Okay? You make me, tell you. And I asked her about, can you tell me about no insult, intended to anybody here. I'm just telling you how these guys use words, war machine for Saddam Hussein or for Libya, and now they use it for Russia. Now Russia has a war machine, but those guys did not have squat. Nevertheless, they used it because these guys knew nothing. Most of them, like everywhere else, because you and I, we are different. Anyway, so again, oh my God, Yellen, Treasury Secretary, a know-nothing Zelensky Stein. The Kremlin has steadily turned Russia into a war machine economy, but Putin's war machine cannot survive on domestic production alone. The Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, a know-nothing, former president of the Federal Reserve Bank, which is a private bank. There's nothing federal about it. That's nothing. It's a private bank made out of 10 private banks. It's nothing federal. It's like, I don't know, federal, how do you call that? UPS. Or, I don't know, FedEx. Federal Express. That's a private company that delivers mail and packages. There's nothing federal about it. It's not a governmental institution, like, elected. No, they're independent. Yellen. It's the same thing as Austin. He was the board of directors of Raytheon, and then he was just picked from there and dropped as a defense. What the hell is going on here? Defense Secretary of the United States of America. A garbage guy. Yeah, listen to him if you don't believe me. And don't believe me, go and verify. I have no problem with that. So anyway, here it is that, again, unprovoked, they tell us what's going on here, who's Gazprom is doing this, and that's it. The sanctions block access to U.S. property and bank accounts and prevent the targeted people and companies from doing business with Americans. And then you got another Zelensky Stein, Antony Blinken, who is helping his brother right here. Right there. The U.S. and its allies, no such thing, it's just a pack of wolves that right now are robbing this guy or trying to, and after that they disband, and again another victim they pack together and they destroy it, and then another one, and tomorrow could be one of them, but they don't know it yet. They're so idiots. But anyway, it says here the U.S. and its allies are united in our continued support of Ukraine. Why? Because of Zelensky Stein? Why? No, because of Russia. In the face of Russia's unprovoked, unjustified, and illegal war, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said in a statement. All right, unjustified. What does that mean? That is that if I decide to go tomorrow to the store because I'm hungry and I want to buy some groceries, that means I'm provoked by my hunger. I'm justified because I'm hungry, I have to go and buy and eat. I conspire into planning and going and buying all that, right? And it's illegal because why? Oh, unprovoked. So you ask me, Emil, why did you go to buy groceries at 12 o'clock? Huh? And I will say, well, I was hungry and I figured out that I have to go over there, and that's where you buy food. I planned, one time I go, I take my airplane, go over there and come back, right? So provoked, yeah, my hunger. Justified, yeah, I justified it because of the hunger. So why don't you ask the Russians? Don't ask the police officer, because he asks you, why did you do that? You don't tell me, you know what? It's like I come and smack you and say, you don't feel pain. Nothing hurts you. No, I ask you. You are the one who tell me if it hurts or not. I'm not the one who tells you, hey guys, don't listen to Emil. Emil is not hurt. He just got stabbed 50 times, but he's not hurt. Don't you go and ask the victim or the guy, hey, why did you do that? And the guy's gonna say, I did it because this, I did it because of this. Russia has a long list why they say they intervened over there, didn't they? So in their world, as the guy who did something, they consider they did it provoked. They say it's justified because they're gonna give you a list. And illegal, they say, well, let's talk about it. Aren't you United States occupying a territory in Syria illegally? So you're talking? Okay, let's go and solve your problem first, and then we're going to talk about mine. Hey, wait a minute. Didn't you bombard illegally Yugoslavia in 1999? Yes, you did. So why don't we just go and get those guys and you put them in front of a tribunal, ICC court, and then we get them all, and then we come to me and discuss my problem. Yeah, where are you? United States left. Of course, it left. And with it, all this garbage, the allies, the same thing. They're going to leave with the United States. They're not going to stay there because they all bombed Yugoslavia. All these guys that are allies here, all. Some of them who invaded Iraq and Afghanistan and took care of Libya with NATO that had nothing to do with it. All these guys will not answer to their illegal war. Unjustified. They will bring a justification in a second. Saddam must go because he's bad. That's our that's provoked, justified attack. Remember how they justified attacking Iraq? It's a immediate present danger. That what? Saddam will unleash his terrorists and weapons of mass destructions. Is it true? Yeah, the intelligence community say so. Okay, and Colin Powell showed up at the United Nations and showed us those, remember those mobile labs, written, drawn with a pencil, remember those ones? And everybody was like, do you believe what these guys are doing? Is this United States of America? That we know it was? Something changed. Well, it changed since the First World War. I suggest you read, you go and read how the U.S. delegation of Winston Churchill, Jesus Christ, and Woodrow Wilson showed up in France. All right, and you're gonna see in France what kind of delegation. Go and get the names, and when you get the names, go to see their bio, and you're gonna find out. I think it was the French. Can't remember his name. The French. He said, "Who are these guys? This is American or something like that." Well, why don't you check it out? Check it for you, not for me. All right, my friend, here it is. These guys are, what are they doing? And for whom? Are they beasts? I mean, too much. And anything is possible. Anything is possible with this kind of people. Anything. They lie in your face with this and that. They can, as I said, you want tomorrow a arrest warrant signed by how many judges? They don't even have to produce one. They just pick you up and disappear. You don't think so? It happened before. In the world, in humanity, do you think those guys were not human? Yes, they were. So how did you allow them? How do you think they did it? Freedom of speech taken away. Weapons taken away. And so on. It was a clique of people with a military next to them. What are these guys doing? Competition, erasing, eliminating competition. That's a monopoly right there. Not eliminating through competition. Like, you're out. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.